everyone. Welcome. Hi, Jules, Margie, Connie, Wendy. Thank you so much for stopping by. Um, I am still working on my literate dragon. I'm a little bit over halfway done with it. Um, oh, that was just the notification on my phone saying that I went live. Can y'all hear me okay? So, anyway, what's everybody been up to? I'm starting out with the 310 on this square. I hadn't noticed it before, but it looks like there's a slug crawling up his leg. I don't understand that part. But that's okay. Hi, Beth. Hi, Granny. How are you? So glad that y'all stopped by. But so far, everything has been going okay this morning. I still have my coffee that I'm slowly drinking. That was smart. I ran on caffeine and kisses. I love this cup. I sat there and touched the bottom of it, and I had it on my warmer. That was not smart at all. Thank you, Granny. Lake effect snow. I'm sure that one is a very pretty one. Um, yeah, I did. I went ahead and put out a WIP and chat yesterday. I think it was yesterday. Anyway, I'll probably be doing another one probably Tuesday or so. I just don't have time to do them on the weekends. We are actually supposed to get some ice and snow on Sunday, a little bit anyway. I don't think it's going to be too bad, but I'll let you have all the snow, Granny. I don't want any of it. That is okay. So there hasn't been a whole lot going on that I did not talk about in that coffee chat and WIP. I'm hoping that next week gets a little bit back to normal. I do not like the snow at all. I don't like driving in it. If it snows, more than likely Josh is going to be driving. He's ignoring me over there. That is pretty much the same way it is here. Get these 310s done. Yeah, I really do not like the snow at all. Hopefully I will be able to get these unboxed this weekend, but I will show you the two diamond paintings that I just got from Walmart. They got new ones out. Thought that was so cute. And then this one. I think what I like about it so much is all the pinks and purples in it. There was one more that I wanted there, so I'll try to get it soon, but it was the gnome one. Yes, you'll go into the stores here and all the milk and bread will be gone. Beth, that's one of the reasons that I don't want it to snow. I just got a break or I will be getting a break this coming week from having all three of the kids here. I know why you're excited whenever they close the schools, though. Hi, Peggy. How are you? Carrie Lynn? Welcome. So glad that you stopped by. But, yeah, I thought that the kids were supposed to go back to school on the 2nd, but apparently they don't go back until Monday. For some reason, I remember when we were in school, I thought we always went back on the 2nd or 3rd. I could be wrong, though. But they'll go back to school Monday, and then I will just have Remy here. Joshua only works one day next week, so I might actually get to go door dashing some this week. But it's supposed to get really cold on, I believe it's Sunday. I believe it's supposed to get really cold here. I am not looking forward to it at all. Are they expecting ice up where you're at, Beth? Same here. I love my grandkids to death, but sometimes I wonder how I did it all those years. Having all the kids at the house. And the older I get, the more I don't understand it. Yeah, there was a forecast here that there might be a little bit of ice. Tonight it's just going to be rain. Yes, it seems like they get a lot more off than what we used to get, but I don't know. Maybe it's just it seems like more because we're grown. Oops, come on. I dropped a drill, had to scoot it over to where it went to. That is so true. Hello, Grams. Welcome. So glad to see you here. But yeah, I think that the kids are ready to go back to school too because they love to play Minecraft on the TV, and it seems like the longer they're out of school, the more that they play together, the more that they fight while they're playing Minecraft. So I have to make them switch to a different game or something. That is so true. As far as being younger, it I had no problems with it whenever I was younger, taking care of all the kids and stuff. But I remember I was pregnant with Andrew. And of course, I had Courtney already. And this was after, there was at one point, Courtney had a really high fever that I could not get to go down. And I could not get it to go down at all. I would give her the Tylenol, ibuprofen, I would switch them back and forth. So we ended up having to take her to the hospital emergency room, and they put her in not an ice bath or anything like that. It was lukewarm, cool bath to get her temperature down. Well, from that point on, me trying to give her a bath it was horrible, because she would sit there and try to grab on both sides of the tub, everything, just to keep from getting a bath. And I was pregnant with Andrew, which he was my biggest child. And at that point, I remember one time trying to give her a bath. Towards my end of my pregnancy with him, I did not get any sleep. I couldn't get comfortable. In fact, the doctor had offered to give me some sleeping pills to help me sleep. But since I was there by myself with the kids at night, because Josh had to work, I didn't take them. And it exhausted me so much that night trying to give her bath. That is one of the few times that it was like, why did I have these kids? But I still love them to death. But they're both grown. Andrew is 26 now. It makes you think about how long ago that was. Courtney's 28. Lexi is 24. Yeah, 24. And then Joshua is 21. He'll be 22 soon. But I will be glad for next week to get back to normal. I went and saw my mom last night. I had to wait until Courtney picked up, or till Josh got home to watch the kids so I could go and see her. And I'm going to start trying to go more during the day if I can help it, instead of waiting until nighttime. Because I saw it firsthand. Yes, Joshua is my youngest. I saw it firsthand how they were saying that she was starting to get what they call sundowners. And I saw firsthand of that last night whenever I went to visit her, because she had told one of the CNAs that I was her mom. I can imagine whenever it just amazes me how quick they grow up. My oldest isn't even that old yet. I had my youngest, I had my oldest whenever I was 19 years old. So we had kids pretty early. and thought that by the time we got to the age that we are now, we would have more time to go and do stuff. It just hasn't worked out that way. I watch my grandkids all the time. Like I said, I love them to death, but sometimes they drive me crazy. Eventually, I'm going to move the Xbox into the playroom. That way, uh, we can take over our TV in the living room. I could I cannot believe that, Margie. I actually thought that you were younger than that. But I think here, I told Joshua, my son, that whenever the kids got out for summer, I was going to go take a 3-month camping trip. He didn't like that idea. He said, absolutely not. Because he would be watching the grandkids while Courtney was at work. I might actually get all the 310s done on this. There's not that many in this square. One thing I really like about Randall Spangler's paintings, they do have a lot of color blocking, but you still get to switch colors quite often, and they go by really quickly. This one, I started on the 15th of December, and I'm a little over halfway done with it. Yeah, Joshua will be 22 the end of January, and he's my youngest. So he he actually was working all the time the last few weeks, so it was a little harder for me to get videos out, but I managed to do it. I am, if you listen to my WIP and chat, I am sticking to the 2 bottles of water a day at least right now. Hopefully, I'll be able to bump that up next month, but I'm going to start out slow with it right now. And I have been sticking to only 1 cup of coffee a day. My grandkids range from Aiden is 9, and of course, the baby is a month old. So, yeah, I don't know if she wants. She normally lets me show y'all all the pictures, so I'm going to go ahead and show this picture. Hold on a second. Lexi sent me the cutest little picture of her and the kids. Look at the face of Patrick on here. He's like, what is going on here? He did not know what to think, but I think that that is just the most adorable little picture. And then here's one more of him finally going to sleep. She was having a little issue with him going to sleep for her. I think that's all that I had on there. I didn't save the filter ones. Maybe they're on my... And I guess Mo likes to do the filters and stuff. Play with the Snapchat filters. So she said that they were playing with the little filters, and you could tell that's only one of the little videos she sent me on that. But he loves playing with those filters. He thinks that they are funny. And he's been a little bit jealous lately because they've been spending so much time with the baby, trying to get him taken care of. And so she took some time to spend with him while the baby was sleeping. And he had a lot of fun with the filters. Completely. That is so true. Those two I talk to quite often on the phone, but I don't get to see them as much because they live about an hour away, which I know doesn't seem like that far away. But getting out to their house, it seems like it takes forever to get there. But I'm going to try to go up and see them next week, I hope. So, absolutely not, Connie. It does not count. It's your birthday present to yourself. Sort of like me going to Walmart and seeing those two little Walmart diamond paintings and saying, these are just tiny ones. They don't count. So I think next Tuesday and Wednesday on my where no, they're all the way over there. I was going to show you the coasters that I was going to work on my weekend retreat. I'm still going to do the Valentine decor ones, but I'm going to throw in some coasters in between. And then once I get all those Valentine ones done, I will show you my Charlie Brown tree. Because I have some little heart-shaped lights that I put on it. My Charlie Brown tree is just one that I got from the Dollar Tree. I actually have a pink one and I have a white one. But I'm going to use the pink one for Valentine's. See, I do good about not looking at Diamond Art Club and Dreamer Designs until I get on my live. And then after my live, I have to go and check out all of these channels. Yes, that is one of the ones that I got. I'll be unboxing it. Hopefully this weekend I'll be able to unbox those two before I go to work. I still want the gnome ones. The gnome one, and I never did get the Christmas tree truck. But I'm trying to kind of limit what I buy because I've got so many. I've got, I don't have a whole lot of Chuck Pensons in my stash. I think I have one that I haven't done. I love his artwork. I really do. But I like the ones with a little bit more color to them. And a lot of his, after you do them, they just kind of pop on the screen, and I see that. I think the only one that I still have is Bluebird Song. And I got it at Hobby Lobby 2 years ago, I think, maybe 3. I can't remember. It was on clearance. But it reminded me of my grandmother's house just for some reason, and that is one of the main reasons I still want to do that one. A lot of diamond paintings I get remind me of one thing or another. You can still do them. I've actually worked on larger canvases in my car. It's not the easiest thing to do, but I have done it. I've got a lap desk, and mind you, I was in the passenger seat whenever I did this. But I had my lap desk and I had my trays sitting over on the console and stuff. And my lap desk is about the length of this table right here. This is a folding table. I got this at Ross. They have those bigger TV tray tables. Anyway, my lap desk is about the same length. And I folded part of it underneath the table, and then the top part was on the table so that I could diamond paint. And I had a light pad with a battery pack velcroed to the lap desk. So that's how I did the bigger diamond painting. This one is a 70 by 70. But I do have it. This is just, see if I can zoom y'all out. This is just a little, this is just a fold up TV tray, but it's an extra large one. I absolutely love these. No, take it back. This one I got from Sam's Club, but I do have some that are the same size as these that I get from Ross, and they're like $25, which is not too bad of a price on those. I've got like 3 of them that I've bought at different times. Most of the time, I keep them in my camper because I'll take the dinette in there and I'll change it into a bed. Just because sometimes I'll get too hot in the bedroom and I'll go out there and sleep for a while. Okay, I'm getting behind here. Oh, I love Jasmine Beckett Griffith. I've got quite a few of her paintings as well. In fact, let me see if I can turn you. Ignore my table over here because it is completely a disaster. But trying to show you up there. That is Frost Straggling by Jasmine Beckett Griffith. Okay, let's get you back down here. I don't want to show you my messy table over there. I need to clean it up. It kind of just became a catch-all this week, and I haven't done my weekly straightening of it. I will have to watch. I will On the weekends, like I say, I'll comment whenever I can on the videos that I watch, but most of the time I just give a thumbs up because I'm at work while I'm watching them. Margie. But I will definitely be watching to see that. We do. I need to start emailing you, Granny. I get so busy and then I forget to email you. I do because I spend so much time in my car. If I want to get any of this stuff done, I have to do stuff whenever I have the chance. But yeah, I have learned though. You won't see any of the bigger unboxings in the car like the Diamond Art Clubs because that is a little bit hard to do and I end up dropping the phone and it goes to the floor. But I will continue to do smaller ones. I almost did that with these two diamond dots. I was going to do it before I went home, but I had a car full of kids and Joshua in the car, so I didn't. And Joshua had just gotten off work, and I made him sit out in the car while I went in and got the stuff for dinner that night. Okay, what color do I want to work on now? I think I'll do the green. Now I can't even remember what that's called. Oh well. Where's it at? The green timer. Sand timer, whatever you call it. It probably would have. But if I'm by myself and I have smaller canvases and I want to get them recorded, I will do the unboxings in the car. And the kids were being very rambunctious that day and loud. So you know, whenever I had my van, I did not think that it would make much of a difference for them to be sitting in a seat that close together because in my van I could spread them out. I could put one in the very back, I could put two in the second row of seats, and I will tell you, it never got as loud as it does in my car whenever I have all of them in the back seat real close together. Now, they're back there having a good time and everything. They're not fighting most of the time. But that is quite all right. Jules just put it on there as not made for kids. And you'd be okay, I think. As long as it didn't get too bad. I don't actually curse too often, but whenever I do, people kind of look at me. Now, my kids, on the other hand, they've got their dad's mouth on them. Okay, I can kind of see your point. PG-13. But yeah, my kids definitely have their dad's mouth on them. But there's a few times. And I do not get really mad really easily. But whenever I lose my temper, it's like people start to scatter. Yeah, Lexi is going to have to start doing that here pretty soon, too. She's not in here today, but Mo is 3 years old and he repeats a lot of stuff. She was telling me the other day, and this is funny. He loves pizza. He absolutely loves pizza, but he calls it pee-pee. So they were in Walmart the other day and they got a pizza. Well, he is screaming in the store because he wants that pizza right then at the top of his lungs, calling it pee-pee constantly. And Lexi said that she was so embarrassed. And she tries to tell him how to say it, and he just goes back to calling it pee-pee. And she said people are probably looking at her like she needed to take him to go to the potty. You know, whenever if I do need to calm down, I start diamond painting, and that really does calm me down. Hold on just a second. Okay, I'm back. Yes, they do. When I used to babysit this little girl. Her name was Kelly. And sometimes um her mom had a bookstore, and sometimes her dad would go up to Fort Smith to go to the different stores and stuff to get things like to find books and stuff like that because it was a used bookstore. And we would go to the thrift shop. Sometimes we would stop by the mall because he had to get some stuff there. Well, one time, and I would watch Kelly while he was doing all this stuff. If he was doing stuff around the mall, we would go over there and then he would come back and get us. Well, she was potty training and she was doing really good at it, but one day she decided that she had to go potty and she started pulling down her pants before she even got anywhere close to the restroom. And I'm sitting there trying to tell her, you can't do that. Hi, Dory. Hi, Marie. How are y'all doing? But yeah, they do have ways of embarrassing you. And at the time, I was only like 16 or 17, so I know my face was beet red whenever she was doing that. But we got to the bathroom and everything was okay, but I was so embarrassed at that point. My kids have done a few embarrassing things too, but off the top of my head, I can't remember any of them. I know as soon as I get off this live, I'll remember them. But yep, my boys were really bad at that too. They do have. My boys were really bad about that. They would. Okay, where my craft room is at, that used to be the boys' bedroom. And instead of walking through the house to go to the bathroom, they would just go outside because they had a door that went outside. I don't know how many times I had to get on to them. Well, welcome, Marie. I am so glad that you stopped by. I hope you enjoy it. I go live every Saturday morning at 9 a.m. So you're welcome to join us anytime. But yeah, my boys were terrible about that. They couldn't get away with sneaking out the back door because my dog would let us know, but every time they stepped outside, Bailey was one of the best dogs that we had. She was a mixture, but she had blue heeler in her too. And she was one of the best dogs we ever had, but the kids could not sneak out of the house very often with her out in the backyard. And I think we did have the doggy door on there at that time, so half the time she was outside all the time. She was one that liked to spend time outside. Little boys, they can do that. They can be very embarrassing at times whenever. And I don't know why a lot of them think that that's okay. But in their defense, they're young, they don't know. Well, that's actually really good to have them potty trained it too. That is, I love. Bailey was one of the best dogs I had. In fact, there was one time I took her down to the park, and to be honest, I don't know if this guy was meaning any harm or anything, but Bailey was very good if she was by us not to bark at other people. And that day down at the park, we had passed like 5 or 6 people. Nothing, no issues with her at all, but this one guy walked up to us and started getting close, and she just started growling. And that was so unlike her because she was more the type that would bark at you and then lick you. But she just started growling, and once he veered off and left the little walking trail that we were on, instead of going around finishing the walking trail, he kind of veered off through the woods. But there was something about that guy that she did not like at all. And that is exactly what I think too, because she would bark at people, but she would never growl. She would never do anything like that. There was one time she got out, and the people with the trash truck were running, and she got out of the yard. Now, this is one thing that I could not break her of. If she would see that the gate was open, she would bolt out. I tried and tried to break her of that. Well, she takes off running, and the trash people at that time, they got off the trash truck and threw the trash in the back of the truck. She took off running, and she walks up to, or she's running up to this guy, and then she gets right up to him, and she's barking the whole time. And she gets right up to him and sits down and is like, "Well, are you going to pet me?" And I just couldn't help but laugh. And that guy he was like, I thought that I was a goner, you know, because she was just running. And I was like, unless you do something to us, she's all bark and no bite. But after that, he was laughing about it, but he was like, you could see the fear whenever she was running up to him. She was actually Courtney's dog. We got her, and she passed away a few years ago. I don't know what it was that actually killed her. It was all of a sudden because she was fine. In fact, that night the day that she passed away, she got up, went to the back room where they slept at night so that they could go through the doggy door and stuff to go outside. And she was fine, but then the next day she had passed away. She had went outside and laid down and passed away. We still don't know what happened to her. But she was one of the best dogs that we had. And like this one behind me that's being a little pain, Bullet here lately, since I went and got my bigger chair out of the back room, he'll get up on the smaller chair and he'll jump into the chair behind me. So Bullet is actually sleeping behind me in the chair right now. Yeah, Lexi's dog, right whenever she had Mo, he was getting he was a little bit aggressive, and they were scared to leave him with the baby and stuff. Although he never did anything to the baby, but he kind of growled and stuff whenever Mo would start barking. And this was when Mo was just born. So she decided to go and get him fixed because sometimes that will calm a dog down. Well, whenever she went to do that, the vet called a little bit after they did the surgery. He came out fine after that, but something happened. They said he probably had a weak heart and he passed away after the surgery. Oh, well, that's so. I feel so bad for them. I I really don't know what I would have done throughout the years without my pets. they I love them to death. I bet that would be really hard. My little Bullet that's behind me, whenever my mom went into the nursing home, there for a while, he was always, even though he was Lexi's dog, he gravitated towards my mom. And he would do with my mom like he's doing now with me. He would lay with her in the chair and all that. And whenever she went into the nursing home, there for a while, he seemed lost. But he's doing pretty good now. That reminds me of something. Bullet. Okay, so for like 3 weeks straight, we thought that Stardust was getting on the table and getting into the bread because we keep our bread on the kitchen table. Or we did. We don't anymore. But we thought that Stardust was getting up there and getting into the bread and eating the bread. Because we would come home and our bread, the package would be torn into, and there would just a big hole in it. Well, Stardust got the blame for it for about 3 weeks. Until I came home one day to see Bullet up on the middle of the kitchen table getting into the bread. So, yeah, he's my dog that sits on the back of the couch like a cat. He acts more like a cat than a dog sometimes. But there is absolute. I try to keep Stardust off of the tables and stuff, but she will leap from table to table. I know. She got blamed for something that she didn't do. But we figured out who the real culprit was. And now that he knows that we know that he can get up there, he'll wait until one of the kids will leave the chair pushed out from the table. And then he'll just look over at us like, are you going to get on to me if I get up there? I've never seen a dog that likes to climb as much as him lately. Stardust used to try to sleep on my keyboard of my laptop. So I had to start closing my laptop even if I just went to the restroom or something. I I don't know. She ended up getting proven innocent though. Although she is definitely guilty of a lot of other things around here. Hi, Kathy. How are you? That's good. I wish that I could make myself go on a 2-hour walk. Oh my gosh, it's already 55 minutes into the live. I cannot believe that. Stardust is about 12 years old, I think. Lexi, whenever she was a kitten, the people that had her were they couldn't find a home for her, so they were gonna take them out and put them to sleep. So, so she saved her and brought her home. And for the most part, she's been a pretty good cat. She's been having a few little issues lately that we're trying to work through, but all in all, she's a pretty good cat. I am definitely trying to stay away from buying anymore. And I was telling them earlier that I do good about staying away from the Diamond Art Club websites and Dreamer Designs website until I get on my live, and then after my live I have to go and look and see what they got. I'm going to get myself in trouble that way though. Okay, we got a couple more minutes. I'm already pretty much ready for work. I just got to get my lunch together and everything. So we can stay on here for a few more minutes. I see all of the ones that y'all show off on Granny's channel, and like I really want to buy them. In fact, Teresa sent me a completed one that she did, and she sent me a message telling me that it was from Craftably. I so wish I hadn't missed out on that one. I love the way that snowman one looked. If it was still around today, I probably would have broke down and went and got it. I am actually pretty lucky to have a bunch of Craftably canvases. And we would go up to WinStar Casino about once or twice a year. Because they would give us the free hotel rooms and then they'd give us free play. I can definitely see that. Kids can do the craziest things. But now I forgot what I was talking about. What was I talking about? I cannot remember now. I may have to do Bluebird Song and try. I've never actually done the events. A lot of times I will use them as suggestions. Oops. Telling me it's time to take my blood pressure pill. Nope. Let's turn that down so that they don't get... It's going through the advertisement. Y'all are gonna have to remind me what story I was telling y'all before I read the chat and then lost track of what I was saying. That's gonna bother me now. I'm gonna have to look. They do. I can't remember who does them, but I know they just had a Randall Spangler event. Oh, that's right. They just had a Randall Spangler event not too long ago. But we would get free play and go up to the casinos. Well, since we were so close to the Craftably store, I would go in, we would drive up to the Craftably store, and I don't think I ever went in there without leaving with about 4 or 5 diamond paintings. Every time. I loved it. Was a small little store, but I absolutely loved it. I loved their diamond paintings. They were so much fun. Okay, I knew that there was a couple of Spangler events. But I use a lot of the events as suggestions on what canvases to do. I've never actually entered into the events and stuff. I may have to start, at least try to do that with one this year. I've got a lot of Spanglers. He's one of my favorite artists. But okay, we're at 1 hour and 2 minutes. Okay, so unfortunately, I'm going to have to go and get ready for work. As far as my lunch and stuff, I've got to cook something real quick today. I did have some pork loin last night, but I don't think there's enough left to take it. I need to figure out how to... If any of y'all know how to cook a pork loin in the slow cooker and what to put in with it, let me know. I would love to try to do that one day to take to work with me. But anyway, thank you so much, Margie. If y'all don't mind, hit the like button on your way out. Subscribe if you haven't. I would love to have you. Ooh, that sounds good. I will definitely have to do that. Anyway, everyone take care. I had so much fun today. Thank you for all the new people that have came into the live. And I will see y'all later. Bye. Now if my mouse will work.